Here we go. So.
Oh, you figured it out.
Yeah.
Good job.
It finally worked.
I know.
So when we're citing stuff, we are citing ideas, concepts, data, information that is not your original thoughts. Sometimes it might seem like it's not appropriate to cite something, or like the amount of citations is unnecessary. It's always better to overdo it than to underdo it, because then, like, when we put stuff into like plagiarism detector stuff and I see, you know, you've cited something, like, it's fine. So now pose to you, why should we cite?
Credit is only with credit.
All right.
Yeah, everybody deserves credit for their work. So it's all about
Thank you, man.
Because how would you feel if someone younger than you and better than you and didn't cite it?
You can just write younger and better.
Yes.
Okay. What else? What else?
Having, so you can back up your statements.
Back up your statements. Good. What else? Oh, black. That's what that is. Okay. What else? Why might we want to do it for others?
So other people can find the information. That's good.
What else? What else?
Plagiarism is bad.
Sure. It's also,
Don't want to be with Mr. Clown. Or Binger. Would
you
make
can,
Binger?
there are like actual real world consequences. So like, if you plagiarize and you publish an article, it'll get pulled. So pulled, funding / articles.
So we know that you're not making it up. That's kind of under others find info, but like.
Sure, yeah. Not making stuff up. Good.
Is there something else you're looking for?
Give us a category.
Looks more official.
Sure. Looks official, right? We want to look official.
Because if I went online and saw like a random paragraph on a random website, I'd be like, anyone could have just like used this.
Sure.
And then if I scroll down and saw a bunch of like,
What if it's like just like a like put a site for like email and yeah.
like you can see the source.
So you look official, or you gain a little bit of credibility when you're talking about stuff. And then one that one that
So good.
I put was ensure that you have up-to-date information.
Isn't that
So
just
that's
not
kind of
making stuff up?
backup statements. I'll go this way. Up to
No, Sandy's found it.
date
Great.
info. Right, so we generally within research, when we go to publish, the journal editor and reviewers, if we get that far, will look at our citations, and typically they'll be content experts, and so citing information will kind of allow them to kind of gauge and check if you know what you're talking about, and if you're properly citing things, and if you're, appropriately interpreting the research, and then that can give more credibility to why you did what you did and how you came to your conclusions. So all really good ones. So these were just three that I thought of off the fly, but we came up with others. Sure. So specific to the style that we are going to use, AMA style is quite specific. There's superscript in text, and there's particular formatting when we get to our works cited that I'm not going to go over because I don't think it's really worth your time to go into the particularities on like how we format citations, because that's why I have you use Zotero. And if something looks off, we can just fix your essentially your entry in Zotero to make it work. Like, it does the hard work for you. Another thing is that when you cite in AMA style as compared to say APA style that I will use also very frequently, is that they order them in the order that they are mentioned in text. So, the first citation is number 1, second citation in your overall manuscript is number 2, so on and so forth. Whereas APA style, they're going to list their citations in their bibliography or their works cited alphabetically by author last name. So it's a little bit different. So here's an example of citing in JAMA style, and then here's the citation. Now, because JAMA style isn't very conducive to drafting, and it can be confusing. Well, what was number 1? What is number 2? I don't remember what I cited here and there. When I draft, I like to use APA style because it gives me something a little bit more succinct on what exactly I'm citing. And the other thing, bibliography is quirky. They go by last name. Typically, we're using it for social sciences, not necessarily medical, but for our drafting purposes, APA is what I like to use because it's very succinct in text. So, an example of citing an APA style, I have this sentence, last name year, comma year, and then we have our citation. A little bit different from JAMA, but neither here nor there. We're not going to format in APA, and that's why I'm having you use Zotero, because it can automatically change these for you. So now what I want you to do is we're going to go through together It can be just in your own kind of example Google Doc. And I want you to demonstrate to me that you know how to do this. So we'll walk through this together, and then I'll come around and check that you understand how to work all these mechanics, okay? So first thing is you got to make sure that you have your Zotero connector for the specific web browser. It doesn't have to be Chrome, but they have other ones. Yes, Jenna?
It is blocked.
Excuse me? The
Google Docs.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
All right. I'll do a demo here in front of you to do it. All right.
Mine's working, I think it's just a Jenna problem.
No, I think IT.
Mine's working as well.
Okay.
On Google
On
Docs.
Google Docs,
Yeah.
like citing is. Because it doesn't work for my Kayla either, so it's not just a general problem.
Maybe it's
Maybe it's
just
the I group problem.
Okay.
Wait, mine just shows up in the like options at the top.
No, yeah, but if you try
Try-
to do something, like try to hit add
Oh.
citation, it'll
Never
say.
mind. I got an X.
Maybe it's an IE
Oh,
problem.
Okay.
yeah, it's blocked.
All right.
Oh.
I will.
Denied.
I will.
Hearing access where it's
I will
I
get.
can't get rid of it.
I will get IT to change it today because I talked to them yesterday about it. So, all right.
What would you do?
Let's keep going. So I have this highlighted sentence that I want to cite.
Perfect.
And so now what I do is I go in the top bar, we have our little Z right there for our Zotero. We click Add Citation, and then this little red box will pop up. It might take a second. You have to make sure that the app is actually open,
Oh.
and then the box will pop up. Then what you can do is I will type in something about the citation that I want to use. So the title, the author, the year, the journal, anything, and it will come up with some options. I've been specific enough to where I only have one with this author's last name right here. And so it pops up to exactly what I want it to be. I click on it, and then it transforms into this. So it kind of gives like an APA style formatting. And then I hit enter. After I hit enter, it pops it in right there for me. So now let's say I've cited this and I have found, let's say, another article that I want to use that says the same thing. So what I can do is I can click on that citation, so you can see my cursor is kind of in the middle of that citation. I click on Edit with Zotero, and this box pops right up again. And so I can go through the same process of putting in, something about the article, the author last name, year, journal, whatever. Same deal. Once I get the citation in there right next to this one, hit enter again, and it'll pop it right in again. Relatively easy. Now, changing citation styles. Hold on, I'll back up. Everyone understand that process?
I think yes.
Okay. Now, what's a little bit more complicated, a little bit more obscure, is changing citation styles. So what we have to do is we have to click on not the little Z button, but the actual Zotero menu right at the top there. And then we have to click Document Preferences. After we click Document Preferences, this little box pops up. And this box we can see right now is selected is APA style. And so what I will do is I will just click on the style that I want, AMA style, and then I will hit OK. And so then automatically after some loading, it will change it automatically for me. So I don't have to do any of that work.
It'll change all of them, or do you have to like individually?
Nope,
highlight?
no, I don't have to. The highlighting is just so that you can more clearly see the sentence in the example that I have up here.
Oh, so we don't highlight it.
No,
Perfect.
Frank.
When it creates a citation, does it create a footnote, like bibliography citation as well?
So it doesn't, that's a good question that I didn't cover. So once again, in the document, in this top level menu right here, we have to hit add or edit bibliography. Now a little quirk about that is wherever your cursor is, that's where it's going to insert the bibliography. So you have to make sure that your cursor is in the, or where you're starting to type, is in the place where you want to insert the bibliography.
So
At the end, yes.
Not in the middle of our.
Well, you might have, appendices, and so you might want to,
We're not having appendices.
you will have appendices.
Appendices.
An appendix,
will it rupture?
will it?
Burst?
Yeah.
Get it like
Appendices
appendix.
and
I'm making a
assignments.
joke.
Very nice.
It's so different.
So like you will have like charts and stuff. We can insert those later, or you can have them in the same document.
What is an appendix? It's just.
So like we will get to them later about what appendices you are required to have.
Appendix. Okay.
It's not a part
That's
on
the
your body.
plural Of appendices.
Yes.
I'm gonna Google.
All right.
We just started writing about the appendix in the middle of everything. Just make random.
Yeah. So add, edit, bibliography. Make sure your cursor is in the right spot, and that it'll add it there. I have done it in the past where like I've inserted it in the middle of a paragraph.
Oh, I would.
So I just hit undo and then I put it in the right spot. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right. I will stop the recording